You said we're getting screwed either way. Either way, we're getting screwed. So you're being proactive in choosing the size of the phallus that is going to enter you. I'm saying I don't want none of it. In fact, I'm going to
But
shit
you're
on my
gonna get
ass and I'm
fucked
going to shit
anyway.
myself. I'm saying I'm going to shit myself every day. And so if they're coming in, they're going to get it, but they're going to hate every second of it because I'm shitting on myself all the time.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Political Deviance. We are Kevin, K-Dub, Beto, and me, your host, Juan. We have a great show for you today. We don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
We have a show. We have a Seinfeld show today. It's a show about nothing
and everything all at the same time. All right, so election started in Georgia. Record turnout. Who does that help?
Historically, I would say Democrats.
Historically, it helps Democrats, but man, I don't know about this time. I think I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest. I was shocked that it was historical turnout because I really thought that people were just not gonna vote this election.
Here's my thing. What historical? How is it historic? Like I need to see numbers going back years and years, right? Like it can't be two extra people like on the like
the previous record was like 100-something thousand, and yesterday there was 300,000 people that voted on the first day of early voting.
You know what it could also be? It could also be fatigue. Like we're done. Okay, like it's like I said a couple of weeks ago, or when I said like, just have the election today. Who cares? Like, you know, the other thing is what's going on in that state. That state has a lot of issues right now, and maybe they, you know, those people are ready to just be done with it. You know what I mean? Like they're you know, because it's never it's just the presidential ballot, right? It's usually like also you got state and local. Everybody just latches onto the same ballot. So, you know, I don't know. It may be historic. Maybe it's just people are just ready to get out and get it over with already too, which is me. Like honestly, I feel like it. You know, like I haven't like. Well, I don't really go out and vote anymore. But if I did, I'd probably just go and get it over with. Because at this point, I think I'd either be decided or I just would. You know, I don't think there's enough that would make me change my mind, or I just don't care. Like I'm done, right? Like let's just get it over with at this point.
See, but I don't know if that's the norm though. Like I think and this isn't based on fact for once, but I feel like I feel like there's a lot more excitement for Trump this time around versus 2020.
No, I think it ties into, you know what? I think it ties into that fatigue. I think that may
So
be
you're
the other
saying
part of
I'm
it.
fatigued, so I'm going to go vote early.
Because I think honestly, you know what's also historic? The fact that it feels like we've never stopped since the 2016 campaign. It feels like like we've been talking about Trump being president for like 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Like but that's what I'm saying. Like as soon as he won, for 4 years he was talking about re-election, and people were like, he's going to run in 2024, and then he lost the re-election, and he's going to run in 2024. We never had a break. We never had a chance. We never really cared about any other candidates. He was always the front runner. It was just an assumption. Biden was already the lot. We haven't had much. It's like this. Like I said, I think there's so much media and so much things. People just want to get it over with. Like, let's just be done with this. Whoever wins, and just move on with our lives. Like, he won't live long enough.
Maybe it's because the Republicans started early voting where they weren't before.
I think so. I think this time around, again, just opinion, but I really think that you're gonna see an increase in numbers of early voting for Republicans, and you're gonna see a big increase in mail-in ballots for Republicans this time around. I really, really think so. Like, there's just, I think the whole negativity of it from last time about, oh, the mail-in ballots for the Democrats and the cheating and all. I think that, like, rhetoric, I really feel like it's gonna make the right go vote early a lot more, and the right go mail in ballots a lot more. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
you
they're
mean a
more
lot
open
more?
to the idea in a way because they felt they got cheated.
So basically, what you're saying is that there's going to be a lot more dead Republicans voting this
Yes.
time.
Basically, kinda, yeah. I mean, I
Like
really
you
do think
cheated,
so.
you cheated. We're gonna cheat because I mean, does anybody truly, honestly, other than defending, to defend your side, believe our system is uncorrupted and fair? Like honestly,
Oh, no, I wholeheartedly know that there's some cheating going on. Maybe it's not enough. I don't know. But I was watching, I think it might have been 60 Minutes, where they were showing the process of how mail-in ballots are processed. Have you guys seen that?
yeah.
There's not, uh, I- there's not much in place really to keep you from cheating. Like, there really isn't. And I've seen several interviews also on, like, oh, that wouldn't really happen because we have basically what I keep hearing that they have in place is if you cheat on voting, you're gonna get prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Oh, okay. That's assuming I even
That's
get
not
caught.
true. They've never knocked on my door.
Yeah,
What? Oh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like,
It's
I mean,
it,
that's their whole shtick about, oh, this would never happen because they would get prosecuted hardcore. Or another one I've heard recently is illegals would never vote illegally on a presidential election because they'll get deported. That's assuming they get caught, you know? Like, they're here illegally to begin with. So right off the bat, like, these guys have some big balls on them, right? These guys have big balls that they're like, hey, I'm gonna come in and hey, I'm gonna risk that I'm not gonna get caught and thrown back. It's the same shit, right? So now you're telling me that because they might get thrown back, they might get thrown back anyway because they're here fucking illegally. Like, what's the fucking difference? But
it's
that's
like
their
it's
whole
the
reason
bank
for there not
theory.
being election fraud.
It's the bank, the bank security system, right? The reason why people, you can trust giving your private personal information to the hospital administrator or to the HR department or to the bank, right? Is that the employees are confidential. They're not going to share your personal information with others, right? They're not going to do this. They're not going to sell your information. They're not going to embezzle or steal because don't get in trouble if they do. It's that honor system. You know what I mean? Like just like when people talk about like the police don't abuse their power. Prosecutors don't. Judges are impartial because they if they get because it's a trust us, bro. These things never happen. Nobody in the prosecutor's office has ever like made up evidence. Police never plant evidence like the until we catch the ones that do, right? But
But
then it
here's my
turns out,
question, though. Here's my question on the whole election thing, cheating. One, is it enough to really affect the national election? So does anybody really care?
But you don't
Because I
know.
mean,
That's
we,
that's the thing, is you don't really know because there are no real safeguards in
well, yeah,
place.
but who's? I mean, but you would think that if there was cheating and they're both cheating just the same because they seem to be flip flopping presidencies, then who gives a shit? Is it just one party's better one year and then the other party learns? It's like they went back and
Well,
watched
that's what
tape like a football game.
I
well,
think that's
it
what
also
Kevin said
depends on
last
who
time.
controls the system, right? This is why I think sometimes we see so much like jockeying about like the election, like zoning and all these things, and like who gets to run it. It's like sporting events. Like are officials cheating during sometimes? Do they have biases towards certain players or certain teams?
Oh, there's no doubt. You
Yeah,
can't. I've said this before. As a human, I don't know if there's a way to not have a bias. How do you not have a bias? Like you can try really hard to keep it out, but it's still there.
exactly.
Most humans, unless you have like Asperger's or something, are just like very emotional creatures, right?
Asperger's, is that like what Whataburger serves now that they were bought out by Chicago?
With cheese and a pickle. And...
Asperger's are what gay people eat.
Ooh.
No,
I don't endorse that. I'm not getting canceled. That's you, buddy.
Isn't that what? I don't know about gay people. That's more like a Generation Z thing, isn't it?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, you go,
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of straight people eat ass too, right? I imagine. I mean,
I've never tried that, and I don't think I could. Maybe it's we grew up in a different generation where we were told, like,
your
I don't know,
asshole's dirty.
Yeah.
I don't get the hype, dude.
Well, no, I know that. I know the thing is, there's no way you can tell me that they're not, because I know what I do after I have like the. Remember when a couple of weeks ago we ate and we had like some Greek ribs at that place or whatever, and like the next day I was having like what happened to my body, it came out of my body the next day lets me know I will never eat booty. It's just not for me. You would have to go like come fresh off of your enema, right? Like you went to the colonic place and they cleaned everything out, you know, like gave you a complete flush, refilled you with like probiotic soup or whatever it is, like and then you bleached your butthole, and then like by the time you prepped yourself for me to eat ass, I would, the mood would be over. We wouldn't be in the mood
You
anymore. I'd
can
be
do
already...
like you ever seen the movie Hall Pass
No,
with Jason Sudeikis? You never seen that movie? Juan, you've seen it.
I
Hall
don't
Pass?
remember it. I might have seen it.
It's Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis where they're married, but they get like hall passes from their wives, so then they
They're
go
married
off.
to each other.
Oh man,
That's why I
never mind.
didn't see it.
It's fucking hilarious. But anyway, there's a scene where Jason Sudeikis is talking about fake chowing, like because he was eating out this like older lady, this dude's mom. But he's like, I was fake chowing, and so he was like down there, but he's using his finger, not his tongue. You could always do that in the butthole. You could fake chow.
But the point is, I still have to have my face there. What if you're
it's your
doing your thing, and all it's doing is it's opening this little vent to the poop chamber, and it's just woo! Every time you're doing that, it's still squirting out. She's still flexing.
What
and
kind of chicks are you eating that they got fucking explosive diarrhea going on? Which is also a scene in that movie, by the way.
Is the only thing holding that stuff in, where we're not walking around dropping it out of our backside.
That's another scene in that movie where this chick's like, she's feeling all sick and she sneezes, and then on the back she's sitting on a tub or something, and then on the back as she sneezes, you see like just a fucking shit spray on the wall. You guys need to watch that. It's a funny movie.
It doesn't sound like my kind of.
It's a little bit of a older style comedy in a way. Back when you could say and do shit.
Back when people voted for a purpose. Back when we felt that voting was I think that's the other thing too. Do you think that the way the past couple elections have gone is kind of jaded people to the way elections have functioned? I mean, in 2016, the fact that, like, see, that's the thing people also talk about. Like when everybody accused the Democrats of cheating for Biden to win, the election fraud or whatever, there's no election fraud, blah, blah, blah. Those are the same people who were crying election fraud when somehow Trump magically beat Hillary. I still remember the next day, everybody's like, they had to cheat because Hillary was winning. There's no way Trump could win.
They had commercials asking the Electoral College not to certify the election.
Yeah, like, but there's something until
somehow
something.
Trump, somehow the right does it, and all of a sudden they're fucking crazy or whatever.
It was yeah. All of a sudden, when the Republicans are crazy, there can never be no election fraud. Just like that you know the company that makes the voting booths or whatever, you know, the voting machines, and how they were suing people for claiming that their machines could, you know, are faulty. But you know, honestly, I think those people probably should have took them to court. Go to
Great.
court.
Now Kevin's gonna show up dead.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, let those people take you to
Now we're
court
gonna get sued.
because
Good job, Kevin.
because the only reason why they're able to take people to court and even get away with it was because they had most people just chicken out when they get sued, right? The other thing is they don't have to prove that their machines are infallible. They just have to prove their argument was that you can't prove that someone cheated in this election. Okay, because I guarantee that even, I mean, those companies have testers who test their own machines. That's how they know they're supposed to be difficult to like hack, right? But the other problem is there's still the human element. You can't code, right? You can't make a mechanism to stop the human element. That's where your flaw in every system is always going to be. You can have the best system, Beto, like you said, you're in IT. You can have one of the best encrypted, like you know, systems in the world for your organization, your computer, and your IT. But you get that one dumbass that opens that Nigerian prince email. You know what I mean? Like just click on the
Like
download this
Jeff Sessions.
file and the executable, and now they're in.
You're talking like Jeff Sessions from the Trump campaign? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Listen, again though, my question goes back to who gives a shit? Like, are you telling me that in you know, when Bush won, the Republicans cheated better, and then when Obama won, Democrats cheated better, and then when
Well, see,
Trump won,
here's the
Republicans cheated
argument.
better, and then when Biden won, like,
Here's the
does
argument
it
you're
matter
trying to
then?
make, which is the argument that people try and use to excuse these things, right? Like it's the same thing as saying, it's people saying, there's no cheating going on. Oh, there's no fraud. Well, and then then we all know that there are examples of it happening, but then people say, well, it's not going on that much that it would affect things, right? Well, no, you see, it's a law of increasing demands rather than diminishing ones, right? Where if before you're saying this never happens, then we're saying, well, there's one or two cases, and so then you shift to a fallback position of, okay, maybe there was like one or two cases of some fraud going on here, but that's just one or two cases. Well, no, before you said that there were none. Now there's some. Once you move from there's none, a null state,
What I'm
to the
saying
hold
though
on,
is that
let me finish my thought. You're getting, when you move from none to
I,
from your null state to there are some, you're acknowledging that some happens. And if you're acknowledging
but
that some happens, then that means that more could be happening that you were unaware of. And if there's more that you're unaware of, then how can you say that it is not influencing or changing things? And the only reason why
what I'm
people are not
what I'm saying,
complaining.
you're telling me that I said this.
No,
I
no,
didn't say it.
I'm saying that
Two,
people, not you. I'm
okay,
talking
people.
about the entire.
But
Whenever you bring this up with anybody, they're gonna fall back to these arguments. It never, depending on what side they're on, it
Or they
never
might fall
happens,
back to
or
D's
it happens a
nuts.
lot, right?
but what I'm asking though is,
I know I'm trying to get to that point. The part where
are you
the
though?
answer to your question is yes, yes. Because anytime that those cheatings may have happened, both sides may be right, but everybody acts like their side is not culpable. But then you ask why people like me don't vote in elections, because
I
everybody's
didn't ask
okay
that.
with the system being rigged, or it's not rigged, right? Like either it's rigged or it's not rigged. So do you have integrity? Because if you admit that the system is broken, then it changes everything, right? Or maybe if you admit the system's broken, you can find a way to fix it. Because there's got to be other solutions, but people don't even want to talk about it because they don't want to even imagine the state where it happens, where people can, like, these elections can be fraudulent or influenced or stolen, right? Because if you accept that that's a possibility, then you have to start going back and you're looking at who won. You can't change the past, right? But it changes how you're going to look at voting in the future.
Look, I don't even know if I agree with. Well, first off, I'm not saying that sides are cheating to win necessarily. All I'm saying is also don't blow smoke up my ass and tell me it's not possible. Because I know better. It's possible. But also I don't know if I completely agree with like mail-in ballots. And I get that they're trying to make voting accessible and all that. I just don't know if I like the idea of so like when I said the other day on chat about hey, if we're gonna do mail-in ballots, why not just fucking do it online? I was being facetious. I don't really I don't really want to do it online. I don't that just opens it up to more possibilities of cheating. Is it happening? I don't know. Could it happen? Absolutely. I'm saying get rid of it all and have it be in person. I'd rather spend money and resources like government again sending billions like we do to Ukraine or whatever, right? I'd rather spend some of that money to get the supposed people that can't make it out to vote for whatever reason, health or otherwise, and get them to a fucking voting booth or send a fucking certified person to have them vote. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather spend resources on that and be sure I'm
Or
having a fair
start voting
election.
earlier.
I don't
Start voting
like
like start voting earlier. People that are like, oh, we don't have everybody can't make it.
yeah,
And
you
this
have
and
a
that. Okay,
fucking
well,
month and you can't find a way to go out there.
well, fine.
But you guys
I'm
just
fine.
said that. You guys just said that, or at least Kevin did that. You can't tell me that the machines aren't rigged. So even if you go vote in person, it's rigged. So
Like I
what's the
said,
difference between rigging it in mail and rigging it in person?
well, I mean, at least if you're acknowledging that it happens, you can go on with it. But the thing is, the thing is that there can be all kinds of election fraud going on, but what people are saying now, everybody wants to act like it's not happening. They want to
Well,
act
yeah,
like
but
that
all the
doesn't
people that
happen.
act like it's happening, all the fucking people that act like it's happening, and that if Trump lost because he, they cheated
But
in
we
the
get
election.
dismissed because the whole
No, I'm
apparatus
not saying
tries
that.
to claim.
I'm saying don't fucking vote then. If you
I
really
don't.
think it's rigged, don't fucking vote. I'm
I
talking
don't.
about everybody else. I said all these people that think then don't vote. If it's really rigged,
Everybody
then why are you voting?
everybody want to act like they got something to say, but
Yeah.
nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. And those motherfuckers, they act like they forgot about Dre.
Yep. They forgot about Trump. Listen, I'm just saying, like, don't fucking vote then. If you really think it's rigged, don't vote.
But
But
the
you can't be
problem
like,
with that
it's
is that
rigged, but I'm going to vote. That's just like saying, well, I don't believe in God, but I'm going to go to church just in case.
Well, yeah, that's Pascal. What's it called?
the theory, theorem,
Uh,
the Pascal
it's
conundrum.
I don't know if he exists or not, but basically, I'm gonna hedge my bets.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
you know,
I think that's part of
I'm,
it. I think also some people feel that there is a certain. I think the consensus is that there is a side that is more prone or more likely to cheat, and maybe it's that because they seem to win more than they lose. You see what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. I agree with Juan. If you
What side is that, though? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if there really is cheating, it's got to be by both sides, right? Because if there was cheating only by
no, it
one
doesn't
side,
have to be by both sides. It's just an assumption.
no, it has to be because
Well,
there's no
No,
way.
that's it. See,
so
that's an
what you're
Okay,
assumption.
saying
sorry.
is
Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish?
okay. I'm finished.
Listen, if there was only cheating by one side and they were able to succeed last time and they were able to succeed during the Kennedy administration, right? Why didn't they cheat during the Bush administration, during the Reagan administration, during the first Trump win victory? Like, you're trying
Sometimes
to tell me that these guys cheat, but they want to trade off every other president?
No, maybe
Like,
they
we really,
cheated and they didn't
we
cheat.
honestly we had
well,
Carter, Reagan.
no. Two things. Maybe either the opportunity didn't present itself as a possibility, and
Mhm.
two, Sometimes you got to be smart about cheating so that you don't get caught.
Okay, so
Or-
you're gonna be so smart about cheating. You're gonna have 2 Reagan administrations followed by a Bush. You're gonna let the Republicans win 3 times.
Hey, I hope for the rest of my life I'm followed by a Bush. I'm an 80s kid. I'm an
It could
80s kid.
also
I'm
be that
still
you
okay with the Bush.
underestimated things, right? Like you look at some of those cases that you just mentioned. Like you know, in almost every one of those elections, they thought they had it in the bag. They thought Trump was going to lose, so why even bother? You don't have to cheat. They figured, you know,
They thought they
hubris.
had Mondale in the bag.
People
Oh, dude.
go back and look.
That one was
Come
fucking
on,
insane.
Now you're just making up shit.
No, go back and look. Mondale looked like he could win, and then you look at George Bush won, right? He had to remember they accused him of cheating with the hanging chads and shit in Florida, right? They sometimes I think the left has a
That's
hubris.
Bush too.
I mean, and George Bush. I don't think nobody. I think sometimes that the left can be really hubris. They can. They just like with Trump. They assumed Hillary in her pantsuit. They already remember. Everybody had already declared her pretty much the runaway landslide winner.
Okay, so here's what I hear you
and we
saying.
woke up and Trump was president. Remember how everybody was shocked?
No. This is why people don't like listening to the extreme left, right? Because they can't see their fucking biases. This is why people don't listen to people that talk about election fraud and all that bullshit. Because now you're trying to tell me that the left cheats. Hold on. You're trying to tell me the left cheats, but sometimes they fuck it up and letting the right wins, but they don't cheat.
No, nobody said anything left. You know what you're not catching in this whole that your argument? The fact that shit happens. That's the other. I mean, just because
you're explaining it away
doesn't mean you win. You're assuming that
you're explaining Democrats cheating.
Okay.
And then when they lose, it's because they fucked it up. Instead of explaining that when they lost, it's because Republicans cheated.
Well, it could be that too. I didn't say they.
You're trying to tell me Republicans have let the Democrats cheat for fucking decades, and they're like, no, but we're gonna stay true to our voting. We're not gonna.
Nobody said that. Nobody's saying that. No, what we're saying is that all I'm saying is that cheating can happen and probably has. The outcome of the election is based on. You're assuming that when somebody cheats, they always win, and that's not always the case. Sometimes you cheat and lose.
You literally said, and I can replay it for you later, that one side wins more than the other because of cheating.
No, I said one side is more probably prone to cheating. I didn't say they win.
No, I'll replay it for you. You said one side.
No, look at what I said. You were probably interrupting me at the time, and that's why I was saying that one side. If you had to look at one side and suggest that they might cheat more than the other side,
correct.
It's definitely probably the left. Why? Okay. Because they tend to be more active. They tend to be more passionate about those things.
Here's the thing. You had Kennedy, right?
I'm not.
Hold on. No. I give you
outcomes. My point
is
that doesn't.
No. You care about the outcomes
because it doesn't negate my point.
Let me talk. You literally said they win more than the other side. You said those words. So let me tell you something. You had Kennedy. No. I'm gonna talk. You had Kennedy.
Yeah, but that's not what I said. No. If you're gonna quote me, I said they tend to win more than the other side.
Correct.
And I said they tend to win more than the other side. So that's the only reason that you can draw a conclusion that they may cheat more than the other side. That's all.
Got you. You said they tend to win more than the other side.
And that's why. Let me
fucking counter it.
Say the whole thing. They tend to win more than the other side, so that's why you might conclude that they cheat more.
Got you.
All right.
They tend to win more than the other side. Let me fucking talk.
As long as you have it correctly before you go off on me.
All right, let me fucking talk now. You said they tend to cheat more than the others, win more than the other side. You had Kennedy.
You got one again. Say the whole thing. You're only trying to pick that one line out.
Yes, because you're stating that as fact.
The whole line is part of the Senate.
Can I just fucking finish it, man? Can I or no?
No, not unless you're gonna get it right. You gotta get it right. You gotta say it right. Don't Don't cherry pick me and misquote me out of context and then try to make a point based out of the
Kevin,
context.
you said that they tend to win more often, right? Did you say that or no?
There's more to that. Keep going.
Okay, what's the other part then?
The other part is they tend to win more often. And mind you, that's not just presidential elections, that's elections in general, right? And because they tend to win that way, you can draw a conclusion that there is a logical explanation that there may be cheating going on. Okay, now from there.
They tend to win more often. And now you added local too, because you know where I was going with this, because you caught yourself in your fucking lie.
No,
No. It's my turn. I let you talk. It's my turn. You said they tend to win more often, and then at the end there, we can replay the whole tape. You added, and not just nationally.
So
So
you expanded. I just expanded it. What you want to words in my mouth? You're trying to explain to me my own thought process. So
no, I'm not. I'm not explaining to you your own thought process.
You're like, all I'm asking. You caught yourself, brother. I didn't touch anything. I just expanded on the process. I'm sorry that when I think like huge. I think out here like Trump, I'm huge. It's so big, my brain. I'm thinking out here, but you're like, where's the little thread I can pull on Kevin's argument? And Kevin's like, what?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just me, but your audio sucks today, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's audio sucks. But here's the thing, though, man. Just let me at least fucking talk. Like, let me just talk. It's not my fault that you know where I'm going with this, and then I'm going to prove you wrong. So you have to keep interrupting.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's not my fault.
Okay.
Beto's here. He can attest to the fact that you said when we were talking about presidential cheating that you said they tend to win more often. So you can assume that they cheat. You had Kennedy, right? And then LBJ took over him. Then you had Nixon.
That also wasn't what I was saying. You need to go back and look at what I was saying. It wasn't just the numbers of when they win. I was talking about the actual elections. Yeah.
See what you
be mad.
See what you did, Kevin? Well, you never let him talk.
Not, dude. You just don't let me fucking talk, man.
Because you're trying to explain something that isn't
what
I'm
I
not
said. Trying to explain shit.
Hey, Kevin.
I know where you're going.
Kevin, how about you just let him? How about you just let him talk before you assume what he's gonna say?
Okay.
No, because he already admitted it. He knows where I'm going. He knows he was wrong, so he can't let me talk to prove him wrong. He just said that.
No, it's because I can see where you're going before you get there.
Exactly. You know where I'm going. You know you were wrong, so now you have to try to change. That's why you were going. Kevin, you just said that you're smart and you know where I'm going. That's why you added, but it's not just naturally, because you knew where I was going with your flawed argument. You knew it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, you did. That's okay. Go ahead. I'll let you talk. You already admitted that you knew where I was going, so you had to come.
No, I knew where you were going just now, based on the fact that you tried to go back and you started
listening. No, go ahead.
Well, LBJ won. I can see the pattern. You're like, LBJ won this year, and then this year this guy, and then this guy won after that. So you're going to try and look at the numbers of who won in the past, and you didn't. But that's when I realized that you misunderstood what I said.
No,
I said it.
I didn't misunderstand.
Yeah, you did, because I was saying you have to look at those elections and look how close or how far they were apart. It's not just a matter of who won.
Again, you're changing everything because you told me. No, I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance to repeat your quote. And you said, here's my quote. There's one side that wins more often. So you have to assume they're cheating. And I'm trying to tell you that side in the past 20, 30 years has not won more often. But you don't let me say that because you know that proves your theory wrong, that they have to be cheating because they win more often.
You did say that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that they win more often. I'm not even saying that cheating's been going on forever, although it maybe has. I've seen Gangs in New York. Y'all seen that movie? Where they're like shoving in people in the fucking shaving them and sending them back in.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's exactly what I'm saying, Beto. Cheating's been going on for so long. They both cheat. You can't tell me only one side cheats. There's no way.
Yeah. I just and what I was saying earlier is the part that bothers me is people saying that it's not possible. That's the part that chaps my asshole. Like, don't fucking tell me it's not possible. Like, don't tell me. I'm not saying it's always happened that where it's enough to sway an election, but to tell me that it's never happened enough to sway an election is also being disingenuous to fucking intellect, right?
But it
Like,
has
you can't
happened.
tell me it's never happened. Like, you can't tell me that maybe it's never had happened, but you also can't say it did absolutely without any doubt in the whole fucking entire world did not happen in 2020. Am I saying it did? I don't know, but you
No,
also can't tell me it didn't
no,
with
but it did.
certainty.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like people just have to admit it happened in 2020. It also happened in 2016. It happened in 2012. There's a lot of proof that JFK stole the election from Richard Nixon. Like there's proof that that election actually was swayed by cheating.
Yeah.
You know, but
So
all I'm saying is just like you, don't tell me it doesn't happen, but also don't tell me one side does it more than the other. Like there's no fucking way that you can trade presidents every other fucking term, but only one side is cheating more than the other. That's all I'm saying. Just admit both sides fucking cheat. And then we're done with it. But the Republicans cheated better in 2016. Democrats cheated better in 2020. That's it.
I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that everybody cheats either, or that nobody has. I'm just even saying maybe at one point in time it was easier to cheat, right? Like talking about gangs in New York, right? Like back then it was obviously a lot easier, and stuff's gotten tighter and better as we've got come along, and so I'm sure it's a lot
Come
harder
along,
to
not come along.
come along, come along, come along, come along. Uh, we've come a long way. Sometimes I come far, but so I know it's harder to do now, but it's also not impossible. And maybe it hasn't happened. The other thing that was always well, not that was a little suspect to me also was like going back several elections, the total number of votes tended to average in the 120 million or so. And then all of a sudden in 2020 it's 160. So you mean to tell me that 2020 election was just so much more popular than even the first time like Obama ran? Like you mean to tell me that Biden excited people that much more than Obama?
Well,
Really?
but here's the thing
30
though.
million votes?
But here's the thing about that. That when you look at the election, that election was so close, even Trump got more votes than any other sitting president. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're really telling me only Democrats cheated, but Trump got more votes than any other sitting president? Like, where did Trump get those votes? If you would have said like the election increased by 30 million votes, but Biden won by 20, then I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe. But when you're telling me that Biden only won by 7 million and all the other states were really close,
Well, yeah, but
you trying to tell me Democrats barely cheated in Georgia just to keep it looking trustworthy?
out of that like 18, let's call it 18% increase, um Biden got 2/3 of that increase. Wouldn't you think it'd be a little more even?
But that's what I'm saying though. It was a little more even in like those states where Trump, like you're trying to tell me that Democrats are so good at cheating that they were so precise that they're like, let's just win by 100,000 votes in Georgia.
Well,
That's just like that.
if a shooter
I
can
was
aim
about to
at
bring
Trump's
that up.
ear,
I was about to
if
bring
a
that up.
shooter can aim at Trump's ear, then yes.
That's what I was gonna say. I was about to say, like, you've disproved the whole like it can't be rigged because you really trying to tell me that they're gonna go, let's just graze them on the ear. That's the same thing as saying let's just win by 100,000 votes in Georgia. Like that's not possible.
Do you think that cheating, that it's only cheating if you win?
No. I don't think
Can you
that it's
cheat
only
and
cheating if
lose?
you win. But what I'm
Can you
saying is if you're gonna
can you
cheat,
cheat and lose?
yes, you can. But what I'm saying is if you're gonna cheat, wouldn't you win more often than you lose?
No, because like we said, we all established that both sides probably do some cheating, right? Just like if you cheat in a sporting event, that doesn't mean that you're going to win. It
I'm
just
not
means you
even saying
cheated.
that. I'm not even saying that personally. I know that's the argument you guys are making. I'm not even saying that both sides cheat. I'm just saying it's possible that only one side cheated only once.
But
No, I think that both sides have been cheating for years. I think that it just depends sometimes. Like if when I'll even go as far as to say some of those times that Juan's referring to that Republicans won, maybe the right cheated, but maybe the left just didn't cheat enough. There's a lot of cases for that can be made either way.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. That I don't think there's no cheating. I think when the a certain party wins, they just cheated better most of the time. Maybe
So-
not all the time. There's a lot.
But if there's a
there's a
side,
lot of
if there's a
evidence.
side that
So
all I'm
here's
saying is that there's a side that I would suspect of being more prone and having the more opportunity to do so, it would be the left because they are mobilized in that
they have
way.
no morals.
I'm just
No.
saying. There's a lot of
Yeah, they're
evidence.
more-
There's a lot of
So-
evidence of manipulation in Florida when Bush won.
So here's the other thing also that kind of just supports my whole sus thing about 2020
and the media.
is Arizona was one of the swing states. It was won by Biden. That's one of the states that had the highest increase in votes from the previous election by 12 percentage points.
Could it be that
That's a pretty
could it be
big
that a lot
fucking
of
increase.
Californians moved to Arizona?
What's that?
Could it be that a lot of Californians are moving to
I
the
don't
west
know.
or to the east?
I haven't looked at the stats in a while, but I know a lot of Californians
They
that
could-
that at least from the data because I look at that data or I used
But
to.
you also,
'cause-
you also have to like think about like I didn't do the research. I don't know if you did the research, but out of all those vote increases, where was the highest vote increase? Was it the fact that young people didn't vote before and Trump pissed them off so much? Now young people came out to vote.
So you're telling me
I'm not
either
telling
Trump
you.
pissed them off.
No,
I mean,
he's
either
he's
Trump
he's,
pissed
he's
them
just
off more, or they like Biden that much more than Obama, a young black dude that's
he's
hit.
just well, it's just part of their side because again, politics is now it's that's why I keep making these sports analogies. It's a sporting event. People pick their side, rah rah, sis boom bah. The officials don't cheat on that side. The officials cheat on the other side, and you know what I mean. Like, and sometimes you win from cheating, sometimes you don't. But Juan's right. It could be that Californians migrated. It could be all the immigrants that went into the state made an impact, and that's where you saw your increase. It's hard to say.
It's also
Maybe a lot of Republicans stayed home.
you can also make the argument that, well, no, we've made the argument before, and this is why we're so divided, is because anger, fear, those negative emotions make people come out and vote. And Trump did that to people. It wasn't that Biden excited anybody. Exciting people doesn't make you come out and vote. Fear makes you come out and vote. Hate makes you come out and vote.
So here, that's you bring up a
Look,
good point.
M
I was going to
voted.
say
M's
this.
never voted before, and M voted last election.
I'm not going to ask for who.
She didn't vote for Biden or
okay.
Trump, but she didn't vote for Trump.
That's the other thing too.
didn't
How
vote
many
for Trump.
people? How many people either? I mean, in Arizona is also a state that has a very high number of like, I won't say just libertarians, but you've also got like sort of. There's a lot of people out there that aren't happy with the GOP there that may have voted third party. So, I mean, a lot of those numbers, you'd have to really go back and look, and you'd have to try and examine, was it the increase of Californians into Arizona? Was it the people in Arizona just choosing not to vote because they didn't want to vote for Trump? Was it them voting for another candidate? Was it the increase of, illegals? Like there's a lot of different factors. But I wonder
would you
about
say though that the majority of the Californians moving out were likelier to be conservative though, because they're trying to get away from the liberal policies?
I think California's had an exodus. I think everybody, because look at Texas.
That's why Texas doesn't want the Californians over there, because they're making the state liberal.
So I looked up all this data between 2016 and 2020. About approximately 256,000 people moved from California to Arizona. The increase in number of votes, though, number of votes cast in Arizona, was 740,000. So 240 moved, 740 more votes though in that same period. So yeah, even if you counted all Californians, there was still 740,000 more votes cast. That's 3 times as many. So you know what I'm saying? Like when you look at the data and you try to look at it, yeah, I'm biased, but when you try to look at it objectively, it just seems something's off. It seems
What could
off.
it be? What was it the previous election? Because the previous election you had what? It was
It was
Obama.
in Arizona. In 2016 there was 2.6 million votes. In 2020 there was
Yeah,
3.4.
but again, you're looking at
No, but
Arizona, and you're
prior
telling me
to
that it
that.
increased by 740,000, but Trump or Biden only won by 11,000 votes. You're telling me that's how accurate Democrats cheated?
It's not that accurate. I think if you're gonna cheat in an election, again, I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying if you are, you're gonna dump as many votes and hope for the best. You're not gonna how would you know what the other side's getting? You don't. So you just try to you would try to pump in as many as you feel like you can get away with. That'd be the smart thing to do. Just let's throw as many that we can that we won't get caught and hope for the best. Wouldn't you do that? I mean, as a rational person, isn't that kind of the approach you might take?
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, we're trying to, okay, again,
I'm not saying they said let's win by 11,000. I'm saying they said, hey, how many can we put in to just to not get caught?
I know,
and then we hope
I
for the
get what you're
best.
saying. So 2 things here. You're saying how many can we put in to not get caught, and you're claiming that they put in 700,000 votes.
No.
So okay,
He's just making an example.
I'm telling you how many additional votes were cast.
The other thing is, you guys talk about when people cheat, and you guys say it's not difficult to cheat in an IT world. So in that case,
I didn't say not difficult. I said it's not impossible.
so in that case, wouldn't you think that if you're already going to manipulate voting booths, like Republicans claim they manipulated the voting booth to where it would cast certain votes for Biden and certain for Trump so that Biden would win, then yeah, you do that accurately, right? If you're already controlling that machine.
Well, it doesn't have to be the machine, though. It could have been mail-in ballots.
Or if you're controlling if you're controlling it somehow.
You're not controlling the that's what I'm saying is you're not
controlling.
So I try to think of it. This is how I try to think of it, because I would hope that people are at least this smart. Is I try to think of how can I manipulate it outside of where it's being counted, right? So I'm not gonna manipulate it in the back end necessarily. I'm gonna manipulate it from outside of that, so that there's less chance of being caught. So, huh?
How did it get manipulated then?
No, I'm saying this is what I would do is I would part of it, and I'm not saying this is the whole plan, but part of it would be I'm gonna send in a bunch of bogus mail-in ballots.
But how
that'd be part of the because there's no true way to catch those.
But there is. You have to have a voting number and there's so if the voting number isn't in the system.
Well, and also who's doing the counting?
The counting is being done by 2 or 3 officials, usually from different parties.
And they're all watching each other all at the same time count the ballots?
They have to. That's what they have to do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean,
nobody would be the one that I would think is harder to manipulate, because you got actually people looking at the things, 2 people behind you, and you have to match certain things. Like you have to match a number, unless the Democrats added numbers to the voter roll, in which case, why not just do it in the back end on the voting booth to begin with?
But even when you're watching, this is why drug dealers have people like cut their cocaine naked, right? Because even they're smart enough to know that people are going to try and smuggle out different things, and people do all the time.
And you know what's fucked up about that is in the cocaine world, they're gonna get killed. Yeah. And even when your life is on the line, even drug dealers are smart enough to know I still can't trust this motherfucker.
And the thing is, you're assuming that people have to be cheating like by bulk, right? Like you're saying, I got two guys watching me
Or
count over my shoulder.
750,000 ballots. Yes, they have to be cheating by bulk.
Well, I'm not even saying. See, I think you guys are misinterpreting what you're not picking up what I'm putting down. I am not saying all 740,000 were
mail-in ballots or
I'm
whatever.
saying the data, just looking at the data objectively, you cannot tell me that an increase from 2.6 to 3.4 doesn't set off some kind of red flag in your head.
No, but I'm not saying it does. It does set up.
No, but
what I'm saying is it does set up a red flag. But what I'm trying to say is, if you have a 740,000 vote increase, and that sets off a red flag, but the state was narrowly won by Biden, all I'm saying is Trump probably had something to do with that shit too, and send in some of his fake fucking ballots, and that's why it's so close. That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, is there a huge increase and makes you think like, holy fuck, where'd these people come from? Yeah, but the fact that the election was so close makes me think both sides were fucking something up. Both sides were fucking with the election because it was so close after so many fucking millions of votes came in extra. I just think that if the Democrats were going to put in 30, 40 million extra votes somewhere, or even half of that, 20 million, the election wouldn't have been as close as it was.
Or
That's
maybe
again, I'm going back to the both sides are fucking with elections.
What if one is a response to the other, though? What if they're like that? Part of that increase is cheating, and part of it is people realizing you're losing, so you're just actually getting fired up, and your base is showing up more to try and offset it. And it's just they just got outpaced by the cheating, right? It's like, again, back to a sporting event. If the officials keep calling every time my players touch the ball, they're calling fouls, right? And the other team is like, they're cheating and they're not getting caught. But we start playing now. All my guys are hitting every three. They're shooting 90% from the field, but we still lose at the end. Oh, well, it was still a close game, so clearly no cheating happened. That's not the case. The thing is, we had to put in 10 times the effort to keep the game, to try, and we were still trying to win it. So maybe Trump voters showed up in force.
If you want to use sports as an analogy, kind of like look at like the Patriots, right? With like Deflategate and the lip reading and all this other shit. Like that doesn't, just because they did it, it doesn't mean all the other teams were doing it too.
Or weren't doing it.
Like you can't just make that assumption. Like,
but I can make that assumption because during those years, the Patriots won a shitload. Tom Brady won 7 fucking Super Bowls. That's what I'm trying to say about Kevin's analogy. That if you're going to
supported my you supported my original assertion. So now we're back to
that's what I'm saying. Democrats
cheating had to take place.
Democrats didn't win 7 of 10 years, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, you can make that analogy, Beto. Tom Brady cheated and he won 7 fucking Super Bowls. That's
why I don't vote. Because I look at it this way.
And he could have won 8 if Eli Manning didn't fucking have that miracle fucking helmet catch.
And then and honestly, I'm gonna say I agree with Juan on one aspect of it. I think both sides cheat. I think Juan is probably closer to the truth. I think that 740,000 was 310,000 Democrats.
You know what the increase? You know what the increase was in mail-in ballots alone between those two elections, 2016 and 2020? 500,000.
Yeah, but 200,000 of those could have been Republicans.
No, I know. All I'm saying, again, the numbers to me look very sus, as the kids would say.
Well, that's like, all elections.
The votes increased by 740, and out of those 740, 500,000 of that increase was mail-in ballots.
Yeah,
really.
What I'm trying to say is, I agree.
500,000 all of a sudden people that are either incapacitated or serving in the military, or like all of a sudden 500,000 people were allowed to have mail-in ballots.
Again,
This
I'm
is
not
what I'm-
saying
this is
it's
what I
not a
look
red
at.
flag. What I'm saying is you can't have an increase. Let's say out of those 500,000, 400,000 were votes by Democrats. Like Biden's trying to like steal the election, so he throws in 400,000, and then you only win by 11,000. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, okay, it's a red flag, but don't tell me Trump didn't have some of those 400,000 mail-in votes in there too.
Well, because it's
Well,
but the
okay.
thing is, it's not as exact science, right? Like when you cheat to not get caught cheating, you have to take also you're taking the risk of cheating, but you also have to take the risk of not cheating so much as to get caught. It's
But
like
don't you think
DoorDash,
one
right?
of
That's
the
what I'm
states?
saying.
If
Okay, here's the thing though. You're telling me, okay, Biden cheated, but he has to take precautions. So
I'm not
hold on.
saying that.
So he had to send in hundreds of thousands of votes into Arizona, into Georgia, into Pennsylvania, into Michigan, and into Wisconsin. And he somehow, the Democrats are so good at mail-in votes that they won
Nobody
all
said
those
that.
states by just a little bit. You don't think one of them would have been like, whoa, what the fuck happened? Biden just won Pennsylvania by 300 million votes.
You got it's the luck factor. It's like I
Well,
was
you're not
saying.
allowed to
bro.
question it.
It's like being a pizza delivery guy, right? Or a DoorDasher. If I eat a couple of fries or a couple of pepperonis off of every pizza, I'm gonna get the chance of me getting full by the end of the night is high, but me getting caught is low. Sometimes though, I'll finish my shift and I'll still be hungry, and that's the risk I take. But I can't eat too many fries or I'm gonna get caught. You
No,
know,
that's a stupid analogy. It's like you
that's
going
great. That's the exact analogy.
no, it's like this analogy is you're trying to say that Biden cheated, right? But he cheated so fucking well.
No, I'm saying that
No,
there's a
but
luck
here's what I'm
factor.
trying to say though. He needed to win the blue wall. So he won that 3 states, Arizona and Georgia. You're telling me that he had to send in so many ballots. You don't think one of them would have been skewed really bad, like to where you're like, yo, man. If it was only Biden, is what I'm saying. If it was only Biden, don't you think one of the states they would have fucked up? Like they got 100% accurate to barely win in 5 states by sending in 400,000 votes? Nah, come on, man. Like you would have thought that if he would have won Arizona by like 300,000 votes, I would have been like, yo, man, something's wrong here.
Yeah, but then that's the problem. Then you would be like, yo, something's wrong. If you do it just enough
What I'm
and you
saying
inject
though is
enough,
what I'm saying is there's no way he could have done that in 5 states.
some of these states had to count and they took a lot longer to count. Maybe you don't release all of them. Maybe you have these ballots, right? And you're holding them back. But also, who's running a lot of election committees in these states, right? Like, who knows what's going on? Like you said, I think both sides are cheating, but I can see where someone's like, and the thing is like, damn, Biden's still losing. But as you're counting, go ahead and release about another 50,000 of those mail-in that we got, at this location. And the 50th, it's got to be, you got to coordinate. You probably got a couple. It's a cabal, man. The elections are all rigged, all of them. I'm sure that happened in 2016. That's why we all went to sleep with President Hillary Clinton and woke up with President Orange Guy, Trump with Spice, because we all thought. You're telling me that everybody thought like we all had the same fever dream where we all like. I remember watching it like, man, I'm not going to watch this anymore. Trump got blown the fuck out. It's over. He's screwed. And then I woke up and everybody's like, da-da, President Trump is president. The Simpsons were right. And I was like, what the hell happened?
Well, but that's what I'm saying, Kevin. That's exactly what I'm saying. That in 2020, Democrats cheated better. In 2016, Republicans cheated. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that if one side, I'm just saying one side is probably better at cheating and it probably has a history of influencing and biasing. I mean, that's the communist way, and most of the people on the left are very Marxist driven, right? So you got to believe that
I'll give Juan that. I'll give Juan that about if one cheated better than the other. My only problem with that now, if we're going down that road, is
no. I said that one cheated better than the other.
Huh? Juan said.
No, I did. I said both sides are cheating.
Whoever said it. Anyway, if we're going down that road, what bothers me now about that is how blatant the Democrats were about it in 2020, though, just all in your face, right? And if I question,
Beto always has to find a way to make it the liberals are worse. Whereas they're both cheating.
Juan's a perfect example because he's a closet liberal. He's a perfect example of you can't question it. You can't question it because now I'm crazy. Now I'm a conspiracy theorist. Now I'm a wacko. Now I'm weird. But when all I'm giving you is data.
I'm the guy saying both cheated, right? Beto came in with
but you're only saying that. You're only saying that. Here's the difference. Here's the difference between Juan and Beto is I'm upfront and forward about how I feel. Juan tries to hide it by presenting both sides.
Here's the difference. Beto comes in with, isn't it sus? And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I'll give it to you. They're both cheating. But the liberals are still making it work.
All I'm saying is if we're going that, I still don't agree. I'm saying if we're going to go down that road, it was more in your face. You have to agree. Look, four swing states at least.
Hey, you know what?
Again, data.
If you're going to cheat, I want you to at least lie to me.
Data. I'd rather not. Absolutely. That's one of the problems in Mexico, right? Is their political parties are. We know the U.S. is so fucking corrupt, and we know Mexico is so fucking corrupt. But which one do you see the most where you're like, man, these fucking countries sucks? Mexico is so blatant about their corruption. You know what I mean? Where at least the U.S. tries to hide it a little bit, so it makes you feel a little more warm and fuzzy inside. I don't want to fucking see it.
Fuzzy? Why do you think I fucking hate the government?
At least hide it from that. That's what I'm saying. Is I'd rather not fucking see it. You know what I mean? I don't want to see it.
Goodness.
It's gonna happen regardless. I'm not gonna do anything to stop it.
To find a way to hate liberals. That's what it is.
I do hate liberals.
The both of you, but it's the both of you. Me and Juan literally were like just in a fist fight over this argument. Like, what we were making, and apparently we were making the same point. The only difference is he was trying to make it sound like I was saying both sides cheat. I think all sides cheat. I think the government lies. I think the government. In fact, I'm gonna revise what I said. You know what? I'm gonna give Juan that credit. That yes, that like the left cheats and they lose, and the right cheats and they lose, right? Or and one side wins. And the left, yes, I'm gonna say the left cheats all the time, and the right cheats all the time, and the government decides who's gonna be our masters for the year because none of it matters. I think we're all getting cheated.
That's a cop-out.
I think they all.
I hate when people say it doesn't matter. I hate when people say
we're not
choosing
any of this shit anyway.
It's a fucking cop-out. It does. I hate when people say. You know what else I hate? When people say, "Oh, the election, it doesn't affect you." Fuck you. It does affect me.
I didn't say it doesn't affect us. I'm just saying that we don't have any control. I think we lost control a long time ago. I think
you know what? That's the same cop out as the people that say it doesn't matter is the same cop out as the people that say they're independents. It's the same fucking thing. It's like I want to seem cool by saying I hate everything. Like no, it does affect.
That's not true. I do hate the government.
Yeah,
the government does nothing for me except fuck me over. You know it, Beto. You're in business. How many times have they fucked you over in San Antonio?
What I'm saying is you can't say that it does. People, the people that say like, oh, it doesn't matter who wins, they're all bad. Yes, granted, but it does affect me more one way or the other. If they both suck balls, yes. They both suck hairy balls, yes. But
that's not saying it doesn't affect you. That's
one of those hairy balls. Hold on. One of those hairy balls is gonna increase my capital gains taxes by fucking 20%. Huh?
Why are you talking like Ron? You're like
one of those hairy balls is gonna increase my capital gains tax. One of those hairy balls is gonna increase all my fucking costs, and the other hairy balls isn't. The other hairy balls is trying to ban abortion. Which one do you think is gonna affect me personally the most?
Hold on.
So it does fucking matter who wins.
No, it doesn't. Because here's the thing. For me, I think about it differently. Like you Beto, think about your business. Kevin admitted it that he thinks about how it's going to affect him. I don't. I honestly, and you can call bullshit and say whatever, and I'm going to have to take it because you either believe me or you don't. I want a country where people get decent health care for a good price, but doesn't send billions to Ukraine, instead uses it for that. I believe in free health care for people who deserve it and will take care of their health in order to keep on getting it. I believe in free schooling for people who are going to take critical jobs that will help our country grow. I don't give a fuck about me as much as I do. I want a country where the government cares about its people, pushing them forward, giving them wealth, giving them the tools they need to succeed, and stops fucking the infighting between everybody and has everybody's quality of life in mind. Right now, we have a government. Hold on, you guys are blaming the hurricane bullshit. The hurricane bullshit, people are blaming Biden. But you guys don't fucking blame the fucking dozens of Republicans who voted against funding FEMA. Why? Because everybody's so fucking divided. If we just came together and said,
I blame them.
Fuck the government.
I blame them.
And Democrats fucked us over on FEMA because both Republicans and Democrats voted to send money to fucking Ukraine and Israel. Not just Biden. It's not like Biden's got a fucking checkbook and he's going, here you go, Ukraine. The House fucking voted on it, and the House is fucking Republican. Stop the bullshit.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with any of that.
I'm saying,
I'm the one saying it does matter who wins, and that's a perfect. You're just proving my point. It does matter.
Because no matter who wins, they don't have our interest. They have Beto's interest in mind because you're a voter. They don't have the country's interest in mind because that loses them votes. If Trump says, I have the country's interest in mind, guess what? He loses his Republican base. They've already threatened him. If Trump comes out and says, I support abortion, evangelicals will not vote for him. That is a fucking problem with government. That's why it doesn't matter to me. Because to me, I want a president who says, I'm going to make everybody better, and I'm going to work for your healthcare, for your schooling, for your companies, for your small business, everything for everybody. But that does not happen with either one. Neither one is willing to say everybody because then they lose their base.
Well, because government is about government, and that's the problem.
But
government has always been about government first, and that's why I don't give a shit. Because the difference is, though, Beto, that you're saying that I don't believe that it doesn't matter who wins to me. It really doesn't. Because the impact, honestly, that doesn't mean that the impact doesn't affect me. It's just a matter of that I don't feel I have a choice. Look at it. Trump was already running for this election in 2020, as soon as he lost the last election. Biden was already the choice. Democrats should be I still say they should be pissed about Kamala Harris. They didn't get a choice. They didn't. The candidate that they had stepped at, when the party realized his ass wasn't going to win, they all went to him behind closed doors and made decisions. They selected your candidate, essentially.
I still think Biden did it as a big fuck you. Oh, you're gonna kick me out, motherfucker? Here. I really do.
Well, yeah, that may be the case, but the point is, we're supposed to be choosing our leaders, right? But did we really get a choice? Trump was always the front runner, and no, fuck Fox News and fuck everybody on the right that says well, Trump's just so great. Bullshit. I don't believe for a second that Trump was this strong front runner and so much better than everybody else. There's not that many MAGA Republicans, and we see the hell. We hang out with a ton of people on the right being right-centric, especially like Beto, for example. You're a very right-centric person. I guarantee most of the right-wing people not everybody is a Trump supporter. So how the hell is he beating out an entire field? It's because the media influences and the government influences these things, and they control the narrative. So we ended up with these same two tired-ass candidates. And here we are back to having the first black or first woman president all over again within the memory of the last time we were going to have the
She's
first.
Black? I don't see color, man. I'm sorry.
That's because you're wearing fucking yellow glasses. All you see is Asian.
Exactly. We're back to this, and the thing is, I know that the elections, I don't feel like whoever wins It doesn't matter to me because they're both going to screw me because it's government. Government will always find a way. And me and Juan, the weird thing is that we have the same end goal ideas. I'm all for I would love everybody to have some sort of health care. I don't think it's a right like people say it is. I don't think anybody has a right to anything that you don't produce yourself. I think, or to be left alone, right? Just like you have the right to health care, I have the right to die. If I want to blast myself in the face, it shouldn't be a crime for me to commit suicide, and I shouldn't be committed for it, right? My just like people say, well, abortion, well, I'm self-aborting. It's my body, my choice, right? But if I try and take myself out, it's a crime and it's a mental illness. But my point is being that the government has whoever's in charge, we still get screwed. It does, like Juan said.
Yes, I
It's not
agree.
Biden.
I agree,
Biden
but
doesn't
you get
cut a
screwed
check
at
to
different
Ukraine.
levels, though. That's my thing.
I
But Biden doesn't
think
cut a
here's
check to
good way explain
Ukraine.
it. Here's a good way to explain it in with the way Beto's saying it. Because I think if you kind of look at this conversation, you can see some sort of agreement if you really dive deep into the roots of the parties. If the parties were really back to what they strongly support, it'd be hard to be independent, right? Or just non-committal. Maybe I'm not an independent, I'm just not committal. Maybe that's a better word. But if Republicans were really for states' rights, for fiscal conservatism, for that kind of family values, then maybe I could say, yeah, I'm a Republican. Or if Democrats were for a strong federal government that provides certain programs to people, then maybe I could say, yes, I'm a Democrat. But they're not. They're both the same side of the same coin right now, or the different side of the same coin right now. When Trump was president, that budget skyrocketed. Now, again, I know I'm a Democrat, but I'm a fiscally conservative Democrat. And the only reason I'm considering myself a Democrat is because I'm for a federal government. Like I really think the government belongs at the federal level. That's the only reason I consider myself a Democrat and not a liberal, because I believe in fiscal conservatism. But Republicans only believe in that during an election year when they're not in power. That's why I can't vote for either of them, because they're voting for the same fucking person.
I have a legitimate question. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong. You don't even have to. I mean, we can end it there.
Did housing costs, like, were they lower? Did they go down? Was it easier to buy a home under the Trump era?
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't remember that when I was trying to buy a house during the Trump era.
I can tell you as a builder, my cost to build skyrocketed over the last 4 years.
Well, that's your cost to build, which you passed on to the customers. But you're looking at a sharp increase. But was it? I mean, I don't remember houses getting cheaper under Trump. Because I was trying to buy a house during that time period, and I noticed that
they were absolute. I can tell you again, as a builder and as a realtor and somebody that follows the real estate market extremely close, it's night and day on the increase in home.
Well, you're talking about increase though, because things have increased. But go back, was it cheaper? Did it increase from Obama to Trump?
Yes.
Yeah, but it was insignificant. It was
insignificant to who?
Well, hold on. I mean, in terms of when you're comparing the last 4 years to the last 20, yeah, I mean, there wasn't that massive of an increase all at once is the problem. You know what I mean? If home prices are increasing 4 to 6% a year, that's kind of keeping up with inflation a little bit, right? It's expected. But when home prices increase fucking, 40%, well, now we have a problem. Now we have, I'll give you, I mean, I have so many examples, but, even let's say a house that I sold 3 years ago for 300,000, that motherfucker's going for 450 now.
Yes,
that's a 50% increase.
But during the Trump administration, I felt like when I was looking at homes, the homes that used to go for 150,000 were going for 270, 300,000. So, like, my point is, at the back end, as the end level consumer or the citizen of the country, regardless of who is in power in government, nothing improves for me.
Well, the thing is that again, so this is the point I was trying to make earlier is I'm gonna get fucked either way, right? I'm a dude. I don't like the dick. I don't like the dick in my butt, right?
You were
But
just
if you
telling us
hold on,
about all
but
these
but it, but if you're
guys.
gonna tell me you have to pick between this massive schlong and no lube, or this Asian dong and lots of lube, I'm gonna go for the Asian dong, man, because I
But
don't want that big old schlong in my butt with no lube.
I understand
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get that. But
So I'm
what
gonna
you're
get fucked at a different level.
hold on. But what you're saying is if I'm telling you you have to, nobody's telling me I have to do shit. It's my right to either vote or not vote. So I
Yes.
vote for no dick in my ass, regardless of how much better the other one feels.
Thank
But
you.
you know what? You're not gonna vote for the dick, but you're still gonna get the dick. That's the thing.
Yeah, but at least I
Whether
didn't.
you vote or not,
No,
you're
that I'm
still gonna get fucked.
correct. I'm gonna get fucked, and I'm also gonna get fucked voting. You just said you voted for the smaller dick with lube, and then you
So
still get
yeah.
fucked more.
So
You got
Beto,
voted. You got
so
fucked
then
twice.
Yeah, but hey, but
you're
there's a
waggling,
possibility.
you're
there's a
waggling your
possibility.
ass,
But
Beto.
hold on, that's such a you
Beto,
like to talk
Beto's
about
over there like,
short-sighted
at least let me
short-sightedness.
tickle my
That's
balls
such
a little bit and get it
yeah. That's the
into
thing
me.
though is
I'm saying
by voting for the small schlong, I have at least I'm trying to sway everything toward this so that everybody gets a
Wait,
small
what?
dong.
All you're saying is, hey guys, as long as you guys keep on putting schlongs on the voter roll, I'm gonna keep voting. So keep on putting the schlongs
So,
in there. What
you know,
I'm
you know what
saying
it
is,
So
is.
you really
Beto,
think
what I'm saying
you really
is,
think by not voting it's gonna change things just by not voting.
Beto's
well, but
Beto's
hold on. Let me answer that. The way I think about not voting is gonna change things is the same way you're thinking about voting is gonna change things.
I don't think it's gonna
No,
change things.
exactly.
I don't think
So
it's
Beto's
gonna
approach
change
to voting.
Exactly.
it's not gonna change the choice of schlongs,
correct.
but it's still
Yeah,
it's gonna
but
hurt a little bit less over the next 4 years.
No,
Beto's
it's not
approach to
because you have
voting.
no sway on the election because you're in Texas. You have
That's
no
not
sway
true.
in the election.
Everybody keeps saying Texas is turning blue.
If you're in Michigan,
That's what everybody keeps
Pennsylvania,
saying, right?
Wisconsin, maybe. You're in
That's
Texas.
what everybody keeps saying. Texas is turning blue. So
Well, look,
obviously it
even
either
you're turning
matters
blue.
or
You got a shirt.
does it
All I'm
matter or
saying
not?
is, one, the same way that you voted, what you're telling them is it's okay to keep putting schlongs on. I'm still going to vote for a schlong. What I'm trying to say, and I know that my vote, my non-vote, is not going to be big in the picture of the election. Right? The Republicans aren't going to go, Juan didn't vote, so
Exactly.
I need to change the schlong. But maybe that's because you keep voting for schlongs. Maybe if you join me and didn't vote for any schlongs, and Kevin joined me and didn't vote for schlongs, and Javi joined me and didn't vote for schlongs, maybe the Republicans or the Democrats would have put a vagina in there.
Yes, because Beto's approach to the election basically is like his approach to going to prison, right? Where as soon as he gets in, he's gonna go and he's gonna go into the shower room and he's gonna find the biggest, toughest guy he can with the smallest penis and be like, "Hey, I'm your bitch now," because he's choosing the schlong and who's gonna protect him. He's getting ahead of being,
See, that's a horrible
raped in the
analogy,
butt
Kevin.
and get.
That's the worst analogy I've ever heard.
No, it's not.
No,
That's
hold
what you're
on, let me
basically
explain
saying.
to you why
You're
it's a
saying
horrible
me and
analogy.
Juan are
This is
dumb.
This is why it's a bad analogy because it proves Beto's point. That Beto's going to go into prison and go, I'll take the small schlong. You're going to go into prison and you go, I'm not going to choose a schlong. So they're going to give you whatever schlong is available.
No,
and
I'm
be a
going
big
to.
schlong.
But
So
at
while
least I'm
Beto's getting
resisting.
fucked by a
Yeah.
tiny penis for his sentence,
no.
you're getting fucking.
Hey,
Yeah, but
hey,
I'm
but not only
resisting.
that,
The difference is
but not
I'm
only that,
resisting.
not only
I'm
that, in
resisting
Kevin's
the
mind,
schlong.
not only that, in Kevin's mind now, if we're using Juan's logic, in Kevin's mind, he's thinking, well, if I keep not choosing a schlong, eventually they will give me a vagina.
No, because the difference is I'm not. I don't.
when
Maybe-
there's no vaginas in that prison because it's all men.
No, there might be.
So yeah, you know what? That is a good
not
analogy,
anymore,
Kevin.
Beto. Not anymore.
That is a good analogy, Kevin.
Yeah.
It is 2024. There could be a non-schlong person in there.
And not only that, but there could be a female prison guard.
Yeah,
Female,
she's not.
I could get conjugals. The point is, the thing is, you're going to be getting you're going to be getting that small guy schlong for all 10 years of your prison sentence. Whereas they're going to get tired of trying to, I'm resisting. And they may get tired of like trying to
You're
get
not
in there.
resisting. You're not resisting.
I
You're
said,
just not
yes,
picking.
I'm
You're
not
just not
choosing
picking
any
a strong.
dong.
No,
No,
hold on. If you're gonna talk about resistance, that would mean that if we're going back to elections, that would
No.
mean you're gonna start up some kind of revolt, which you're not.
Yes, I'm revolting by
No,
closing.
you're not gonna
slapping
revolt.
my butt cheeks.
No.
Yes, I'm rejecting I'm rejecting the system, Beto. I'm not accepting it.
That is
Because
the
the
difference
difference
here.
is
That is the difference here. Beto is happy being part of the system as long as the system that he's choosing is
not.
helping him.
gives him small
I'm not happy
schlongs.
with
I
it.
refuse
I'm
So
saying,
then,
to be
what if
part
it's
of the
4 or
system.
5 guys?
I'm saying
And
until
I'm
the
going to throw
system
that
changes.
ballot on the floor. I'm not
saying-
part of your system.
What if there's 4 or 5 guys now, Beto?
I'm
So all
system-
4 or 5 guys get to run a train on you as long as they have small dicks? Because you're just accepting the small ones. Me, I'm saying no dicks here, bro.
No, but that's not what you're doing by not voting. That's a horrible.
You're gonna have to
going,
take it.
Not
And
now.
they can.
Now
but
you're
they're gonna be forcing it.
now you're manipulating your analogy to like very well fit. That's not how it works, dude. That'd be the equivalent of now you're gonna take up to arms and go fight the government, but you're not. because you're a big
No, I'm
puss.
saying I don't. I'm just saying I'm not going to participate.
That-
I may still.
that's not
like
the
you
way
said,
prison
we're
works,
still
bro.
going to get the dick, but I'm not going to be
That
the
ain't-
one.
okay.
I'm not expecting
but
it.
in
Kevin,
Kevin's
you're so
scenario-
delusional as to think that you could go to prison and be like, I'm just not going to participate.
But in Kevin's scenario, he can come out of prison and go, dude, I never chose dick because I'm a man. In your scenario, when you come out, you have to say, no, I
Right
chose
there.
small dicks. I wanted to get fucked by small dicks.
Hey, at least I
Kevin
didn't get
can
my
say,
butthole
Kevin
ripped.
can say,
That's
I
it.
got fucked by dicks, but I didn't fucking want it in there. You can't. You have to
Because
say, no, I chose-
Beto, you
I don't
you
want it
just,
in there either.
No, you did.
No, because you said Beto.
You said you're gonna put one in there.
You said we're getting screwed either way. Either way, we're getting screwed. So you're being proactive in choosing the size of the phallus that is going to enter you. I'm saying I don't want none of it. In fact, I'm going to shit
you're
on my
gonna get
ass. And I'm
fucked
going to
anyway.
shit myself. I'm saying I'm going to shit myself every day. And so if they're coming in, they're going to get it. But they're going to hate every second of it because I'm shitting on myself all the time.
Sorry, I was just checking if this is real life.
Beto's the difference between John McCain, who knew he was going to get his ass beat anyways, and he still didn't say shit. And the POW is like, you know what? I'm going to get my ass beat anyways. So here's all my intel.
Yep.
I
That
get
doesn't
why
even
Trump likes
That doesn't even make sense.
No, why doesn't it make sense?
No, it makes
If
sense.
jail one
That
makes
makes
sense,
no
but
sense
that
at
one
all.
doesn't make sense. You're gonna get.
I'm gonna
beat no
get my
matter what.
ass beat anyway. So I'm gonna give you all my intel. I'm not gonna get my ass beat any less.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you will.
No.
When you're a
You're
POW,
delusional to think that you're gonna get your ass beat less if
Yeah.
you're providing intel.
No, you do.
They're gonna kick your ass
that's
even
how-
more to get more out of you.
Dude, that's how you know when people are giving information, because all of a sudden they start getting cigarettes and real warm meals and shit like that. That's how you know in a POW camp that you're giving that info.
But then the other thing too is, at first you're right. We are all on our own when it comes to the government and when it comes to political parties. But maybe if you see enough people, the problem is you don't see everybody's capitulating. But if you see enough people like me and Juan who are like, I'm not voting because I don't believe in either one of these motherfuckers, right? Like I don't believe either one is good. I'm not going to choose. Maybe someone else sees it and goes, hey, you know what? They're not doing it either. Why am I just taking the small penis? And I don't want any penis either. And next thing you know, Beto, you're on your own over there on the side. Enough of us get together to where the people with the penises go, damn, nobody wants our penises. How else can we change, right? Maybe we need to change the leadership of the to where,
The
okay,
thing is, I'm not saying
we're gonna rub the penis
saying,
on you now.
I'm not saying I don't.
inserting.
I'm not saying I like the system, and I'm not saying don't change the system, and I'm not saying don't rise up to change the system. All I'm saying is, while that system changes, I'd like to get fucked a little less.
But it's not gonna change because you keep on saying as long as you can throw me whatever schlong that you want, and I'm still gonna choose it.
But voting or non-voting is not gonna change the system. You got to do something else.
Not with people like you voting.
That's
That's the problem.
so, like, do you guys listen to
No,
yourself?
you, Beto, you are
Makes no
proving
sense.
you are proving my point.
Do something
no.
else. Go start a party. Go do some
You-
fucking campaigning for Libertarian Party.
You are
Go do
proving
something productive. Not doing anything is not gonna do anything.
you are proving my point that the system is not gonna change because you're gonna keep voting for people. You just
No,
told
look,
me.
I can
Go
vote. I
vote.
can go vote. I can go vote for Trump to get fucked a little less as a business while still supporting the Libertarian Party. And if I really feel that strongly about it, why the fuck am I not out there campaigning and volunteering for fucking JoJo in 2020? Because you don't care enough. You don't give a fuck. But you're so delusional. You guys are so delusional as to think that you're gonna fucking sit there. I'm not gonna do anything.
I'm not. We're just.
and the whole
we're just-
system's gonna change.
Beto, what you want, Beto, has resulted in Trump again. That's the thing he doesn't understand. It has resulted in us having Biden versus
Hold on.
Trump all the fuck over
Hold
again.
on. The
We don't
thing
have
with
anybody
Beto-
but Trump again because people like Beto go, well, it's better Trump than nobody. Can't
Here-
take any other choices. Don't stay home. You got to fight back. So we fight back and get the same establishment.
You're not fighting
vote
back.
here's the
That's my
we get every
point.
year.
Here's
And
the-
Ted
That's
Cruz,
my point.
Hold
Is you're
on.
not fighting back.
on,
You're
Beto.
not fighting
Hold
back.
on, dude.
You're sitting in your desk chair
Hold
playing
on.
video games instead of fucking getting up and doing something
on,
about it.
Beto.
You're not
I'm
doing
fighting
shit.
back by
Hey,
not
hold the
acting.
fuck on. Beto, when did I say I wanted to change the system? I just said I don't like the system. So I'm not going to participate in it.
Okay.
So don't accuse me of saying you're just sitting in your chair. Yeah, I am. I don't give a fuck. I
You
can't
literally
say it.
just said that by not voting, you're not propagating the system. That's what you said. So
Yeah, I don't
in
want
other
it.
words, you're saying that's what you're saying. It's the same thing, just different.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Dude,
but it's because
why is
I-
it
I
so hard?
believe-
I don't understand why Beto thinks that his logic is so flawless that it has to be his way. Why
It's not.
can't there be? Beto cannot understand. It doesn't wrap in his head because he wants to operate solely on his logic. It doesn't compute in his head that there's people
doesn't.
that really just don't give a fuck.
And that's
Well,
fine.
there's also a
No, it's
And that's
not fine
fine.
with you. You just said that earlier that you don't believe that there's people that just don't care.
No, I said, dude, I didn't even say that.
Yeah,
What
okay.
I said,
Well, I'll
what I
repeat it.
said was, don't tell me it doesn't matter who wins, is what I said. That's exactly what I said.
But isn't there a null state?
I said,
Can't
don't
you
tell me it
also-
doesn't matter who wins because it does matter
No, you
and it
also
does
said
make a
that you don't-
difference.
that there's people that don't care who wins.
No, but it's not necessarily about who wins. Sometimes it's about who loses, right? Like if you send a message, sometimes you have to take a few losses to win, right? Like if we just don't vote, eventually you get the hint. If I step back and I say, you know what,
Okay.
I'm not voting for this candidate.
Hey, look, I'm not
Then
going to
hopefully
change
if
your
Trump
mind.
loses, if Trump loses this election, I don't want Trump in 2024 or 2028. I don't want him thinking, well, I'll just try again in another 4 years. Send a message.
I think the reason you
He's
can't
done.
change minds right now, Beto, is because you are the person, you are the voter that doesn't stick to the whole I'm not going to vote for either of
Hold
these fuckers.
Hold on,
So now-
I just thought of it.
So no matter how many times me and Kevin tell you we're not going to vote because hopefully it attracts more people to not vote, let's say.
But
Hold on. Hold
No,
on.
hold on.
But
You-
that's the thing. There you are, but though you're shaking your head saying I'm never going to
you
be
guys
that
give me a
person
headache,
because
Hold on. The
a literal
system,
headache.
the system. No, Beto's been proven wrong in this election, and I'll tell you how. We actually proved this out in this election, and I'll tell you how. Biden. Why is Biden not the presidential candidate right now? Because people looked and said, "Shit, where are all the liberals that are supposed to be supporting this guy?"
Actually, that's
And
true.
they said,
We're not
you know
voting.
what? I don't care. I'm not voting this time. And they looked at the numbers and said, we've got a lot of people sitting on the sidelines that decided they're sitting this one out. We'd better shift candidates. And Biden they got him the fuck up out of there, right? Same. So apathy is death, right? Like It can work. You sit back and say, I'm not participating this time. I'm not voting for either one. If enough people did it, both parties would have to start reshuffling the people they give you, and maybe you get a better
That's
option.
actually
All they
that's
did was say, "Hey, look, here's this limp Harry schlong. Oh, you don't want that limp Harry schlong? Okay, we're gonna give you the exact same schlong, but this one gets hard."
I know, but Kevin's point is proven though that all the double haters, the people like us that were like, we're not going to vote for any of them. Once Kamala came in, a lot of those double haters got off the sideline. So it is true that people like us that are like, we're not voting, did have a sway in this election. That is actually true. Kevin makes a really good point.
That didn't change the system, though.
No, but it
It
changed the
did.
candidate, so it can happen.
It's the same system.
No, no, it's not, because look at how the system is changing. Again,
I mean, if
the
anything, the
is
system got worse because you got force-fed a candidate.
No, I think what bet, but
well,
hey,
that's a
hold on.
change.
I'm not going to argue with it. The system got better. It didn't. I understand what Beto's saying, but Beto does have to concede the point to Kevin that sitting out did work this election. People said they were sitting out, and the Democrats changed the candidate. So maybe if enough people say we're sitting out the actual election, maybe one of those parties will give us a better candidate next time. Maybe you really think that
if that was true, we would have a pro-Palestinian candidate right now.
Pro-Palestinians are like 0.05% of the electorate. Nobody's going to side with that shit.
So,
the other thing is, you got to realize that the left is very, very motivated this is the thing we were talking about earlier. The left has a propensity to organize a lot better, right? Like blacks are for some reason going to vote left no matter what, no matter who. Hitler could run as a Democrat, and I guarantee you would still have black churches out there getting people. Trust me, he's changed. Just like the Lord Jesus. We just have to trust the Lord, because at least Hitler guy is going to give us, the black reparations or rights. Or he said we're all going to get to go to a place of our own together, our own community inside this building. You know what I mean? Like that they would. That's what they look at. They're going to look at things where, like the left, they're still going to vote for stuff like that. They're still going to be like, well, we're pro-Palestine, but that's way over there. Well, at least we can get abortion. That's how they're going to look at it. Still women's rights, gay rights. They're still going to look at all the wins that they can say, and we can take a loss on Gaza or whatever. That's a thing that college kids want to protest, but it's not going to stop them. It's not going to stop
sports analogy. It's like saying, hey man, you have to root for the Spurs. And I'm like, nah, man, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who wins. And then Beto goes, I mean, somebody's going to win the championship anyways. Might as well root for the Spurs to win the championship.
Yeah, but the Spurs winning or not doesn't affect your personal life.
It does.
How?
It makes San Antonio happier. And then they have parades, and I can go to a parade, and then they have street food, and I can buy.
Why would you go to a parade if you don't care who wins?
Why wouldn't I go to a parade? It's there. It's just like, why wouldn't I take?
You don't care. You don't give a fuck. Why would you go?
But because it's a free parade. I mean, if Kamala wins and she starts handing out $25,000 bonuses to builders, you're not going to take it?
But that affects me personally.
Correct, but you didn't vote for her.
Okay.
But you're still going to take advantage of a program.
Yeah.
So if the Spurs win and I didn't vote for or root for them, I can still go and take advantage of a parade, just like you would take advantage of $25,000 for homes.
Yeah, but I care about money. You don't care about the Spurs.
But I care about basketball.
You didn't say that.
I do like basketball. I love watching basketball. Just like I love politics.
Y'all have some horrible analogies today. They're pretty bad.
No, we're not.
They're pretty bad.
Just because.
No, you guys usually have some good ones.
The analogy does not make it a horrible analogy.
Today have been kind of bad.
The problem is that Beto is having an identity crisis right now, because Beto wants to be a political deviant, but keeps falling in line with the system.
No, actually, I was gonna say today, and I guess I'll end with this thought for myself.
You're out.
So I'm what?
I'm out.
I'm out. No, I was gonna say actually that. So I have voted in every election since 2000, except 2016. I didn't vote that election. And I've never been excited about voting, ever. I've never been excited about, oh man, I'm so pumped for George Bush, or I'm so pumped for McCain, or I've never been excited to vote. I go vote because, I want to vote and I want to be part of the
I
process
did.
and all that. But
I was excited about Mitt Romney.
this is, yeah. So, but
Kevin was
I
like
would.
10% of people excited about Mitt Romney.
You know what? I was
Hold on, let
also
Beto finish.
I will say this is the first election, probably over the last maybe month or so. I am excited. I am very pumped. Like I really am pumped to go vote for Trump. I really am like excited. And the reason, two main reasons, or I guess maybe a couple of reasons,
because you're
is
racist.
RFK, smaller dick, and RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, those guys, and Elon Musk. And it excites. I'm sorry, it excites me
Beto's
as
like,
somebody.
I am so excited
I'm
to.
excited about the promise. It might not happen. It might not happen. I'm excited about the possibility of somebody like Elon Musk going in. He's very famous for cutting waste, like in his factories and stuff. If you've ever like kind of read up on him and how he operates and stuff, he's very big on deleting, like delete to save cost, save money. I'm very excited about him being in there for like to cut waste in the government. That fucking gets me hard. And then the RFK
Let me
being in
Why
there.
don't
ask
you
something.
vote?
Let me
Why
ask
don't you
something.
put Elon on the ballot?
Why?
Force
But
Elon to go on the ballot.
it wasn't this
If you
Trump thing in 2016. He was going to drain the swamp.
Yes, but as I said in a previous episode, there's this time around, there's action. There's action going on.
Oh, this time.
This time around,
I didn't vote
this
last time, so I don't know
hold
what the
on.
fuck you guys.
But this time
This-
around, Trump is also a lame duck president.
Which means, honestly, you know what though, I've felt strongly about, if I've always thought like, hey, if I was president, my first term I might take it easy a little bit because I would want to win, right? I mean, I would still rule on my conviction, but I feel like on my second term as a lame duck, because I can't run again anyway, I'd go scorched earth with what I thought was right, because it doesn't fucking matter anymore. So now I can go fucking drain the swamp, because you know what? Fuck you. I don't have to run again next year or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I knew I was gonna get shit from you guys, but I really don't care. I really don't care because I'm actually
No, I don't
excited.
believe in people who don't care. That's bullshit.
I'm
You
actually
care.
well, no, I'm saying
me
I don't
neither.
care what you guys think.
Everybody cares, Beto.
I don't care what you think.
Everybody cares.
You wouldn't have brought it up.
But
You know how I
I'm so
know?
fucking excited, man. I really am. Like, I feel this, like, I'm excited to go vote.
I find it, Beto finds it very exciting to go vote because Trump put an extreme liberal on his cabinet
Yes.
and another liberal on his cabinet.
Yes.
Just vote for fucking liberals then.
Because I'm not yeah.
Or this is what I mean by our system, right? This is why I don't participate in the system. This is why I'm an anarchist. If you want somebody like Elon Musk leading the way, if you want Vivek, then why aren't we just letting these people lead the way? Get out of their fucking way and let them do it. And put him on the ballot. Right in, at least that's one way.
Because America, by and large, or people by and large, are dumb, and they're afraid of smart people.
But you know what? But you don't have to vote for Trump. You can write Elon on the ballot and just do it. At least in your heart of hearts,
it's a waste.
You like to hedge your bets. That's what it is.
Yeah,
you're one of these people that
yes.
needs to hedge their bets. I don't want to lose, so I'll just take whatever. No, sometimes you can take a loss with dignity, right? You know what you would be? You're like in football, where it's like you're up by 3 points. There's only 20 seconds. All timeouts have been used. And instead of taking the victory formation and kneeling out, you're like, well, I don't want to take a chance. I want to try and get another field goal.
Here's the thing.
And then they block.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Here's the thing. I think Beto is fine being excited about voting for Trump. I think if he's really excited about it this time, why not vote for Trump?
Because he's not.
I'm
It's
just-
disingenuous. He's not really
Dude, I swear to
excited
God,
about Trump
I swear to
for
God,
that reason.
I
He's
I
just
swear,
a
man, I
right-wing.
feel
I
like
just
I
think
genuinely feel excitement. I
I
genuinely
just
do.
think that if Beto is excited to vote for Trump and he goes vote for Trump and that's what he wants to do in life, I think that's perfectly fine. But I think as much as I respect Beto's vote for Trump, he needs to respect mine non-vote for either of those fucks.
I do respect it.
No,
Again,
I got it on video. You said I don't respect you fuckers.
whatever. I didn't even say that. All I was saying was people that say that who wins doesn't matter. That's what I said. People that say I don't care if you vote or not, but don't tell me it doesn't matter who wins, and don't tell me that the system's gonna change by not voting. Those are the 2 points I was trying to make. I don't care if you
But
vote.
the system can change by not voting. I think Kevin proved that.
Biden proved it, not me. The left, you don't like the left, Beto, but they showed you that certain strategies you can affect things by sitting out. Just saying, you
Now,
know what, I'm not showing up this time.
Maybe.
what
You
would
know what? It
happen?
happened again with
Well,
McCain, I
just
think,
think
too.
about it. What would happen right now if a third of Republicans sat out because they couldn't support Trump? Like instead of going to vote for a lesser turd, what if they said, you know what? We're not voting. You don't think that would
I
put somebody in there better?
I don't think so because I would be smart enough to call their bluff. Like if I was running the party,
Oh, smart enough to call their
if
bluff.
I was there's no way these Democrats were gonna sit it out. I honestly, genuinely don't believe that there was gonna be that many people sitting it out. You can honestly tell me that liberals are so not into their feelings that they'd rather let Trump win than
But it's
elect Joe
not
Biden.
liberals. It's like people like M's mom and M's dad, who before they weren't. What the fuck?
I'm just step away for a second.
The thing is that they hate Trump so much. There's no way
But they didn't hate Trump.
they were
So
gonna sit out.
that's the thing, though. They hated Biden too. They didn't like either of them. They weren't going to vote. When Kamala came in, they're like, "Ooh, now we have somebody we can vote for," because they are liberal.
Yeah,
But
and
they
that's
didn't want either
that's
of those.
the
fuckers.
other.
So there,
That's the other
as much as you don't
situation,
want to
right?
believe it, there are people out there who were double haters, whether on the liberal side or on the Republican side. Like there were double haters, and now you see a lot of Republicans that are in the middle.
Wait, so why'd they hate Biden?
There's enough. The other thing with Biden is there was enough that it's not just that they stayed out because they didn't want to vote for Biden. Keep in mind, people on the left, they didn't like Biden, but there was enough issues that would have kept them to say,
Why
"Well, I'm
didn't
not
they
going to
like
vote."
Biden though?
The Palestinian portion,
Because they truly
know,
believe that the guy was not capable of leading for another 4 years.
yeah, and they thought he was too old. Young people didn't look at the reason. I mean, the reason why they were, I would think that they were going to sit home, the Gaza situation. Young people, they think that old people are on the wrong side of history when it comes to Israel. Then they looked at Biden and they just realized, since he's on the wrong side of history for being old, hey, yeah, oh yeah, he's old. So we don't want old granddad in there anymore. Black people, black liberals were not fond of Biden. They never liked him to begin
They
with,
voted
to
for
be
him.
quite honest. And that's why I think in the last
They
election,
voted for him
black
though.
voters on the left side were actually less like they had a noticeable change.
Actually, no.
Right?
Biden won black voters by like
Yep.
82%.
Yeah, but the left always
Yeah, you
gets
can't
black
just
voters.
use
What I'm saying
stats
is
to
that
fit your
a lot.
narrative.
But what did Trump gain in black voters?
This year he's gaining about 15%.
And what he gained in the last election?
Because
Because I know he got. I know he got more black voters than previous Republicans.
actually
Right?
Biden did lose black voters by a little bit compared to Hillary Clinton.
And then you have these issues, the abortion issue. And a lot of people blame Biden for some reason. I don't know why, that, we lost that on his watch. Well, not really. I mean, but I guess when you're president, you get blamed for shit you can't control. He can't control the
here's the
Supreme
thing,
Court,
though,
right?
here's the thing. I mean, the fact is, and I don't know why they liked him, why they disliked him. I know that they thought he was too old, but I never sat down and talked to these people. But I know at least 5 or 6 people that didn't want to vote for Biden or were not going to vote for Biden and now are voting for Kamala. I mean, that's just a fact. Why? I don't know. But it did change it. I mean, it absolutely did.
So they thought
That's all I can go with. All I
they-
can go with is that they weren't voting before. When Kamala came in, they're voting.
suddenly we can go off of people's word. Interesting.
Well, what do you mean?
We'll see. We'll
I brought
see.
this on an episode. I brought this up on an episode talking about Trump when he was appointing that he said he was and he's actually part of the team, but that that's not enough. But suddenly people's word is what you can take them at.
Well, because
no,
hold on. Let me answer this. Yes, because Beto, I take you for your word, right? Because you're my brother. I respect you. You've never fucked me over. You're not a politician. I don't take politicians at their word. That's what I said that episode. So yes, I will take you and Kevin and Phil and people who have never fucked me over and never lied to. I hope never lied to me. I will take them to their word. A politician, fuck them.
How did Trump fuck you over though?
I just said it. He said he was going to drain the swamp, and he didn't drain any swamp.
But that fucked
he
you
said
over
that
though?
They weren't. Yes, he said. He didn't fuck me over. He lied to me. I just said, I trust you didn't lie, right? I did say also lie.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, I said I trust that you guys have never lied to me. Once you lie to me, then yeah, I will not take. If you ever say like, if I catch you in a lie and you're like, hey Juan, blah blah blah, I'm gonna be like, sure, dude.
Well, I did tell you one time that Kevin was a straight black male, but he's as gay as they come.
See, I'm never gonna trust your judgment on gay people anymore.
Exactly. Not only that, but now, like I said, these are all complex. You got to realize
Kevin was obviously not even paying attention.
No, voters are complex creatures, right? So, how are you? Who are you to say?
Organisms.
Yeah, no, they're complex. So, who are you to say, Beto, that I can't be both? How can I? What if I'm not gay? But what if I'm not? What if I'm?
Man, if you're gonna lie to me too, then this relationship's not.
No, but what if I'm bi-curious? It's not the same thing.
Yeah, Beto, what if you don't care if you get vagina or dick? And you're just not gonna choose.
Yeah, exactly. See, again, Beto is over here trying to make. He's still mad that we're not choosing dicks.
Yeah, Beto's part of the system, and he wants everybody to choose vagina.
Like Beto's put a lot of thought into. Like he's like, I really like these small Asian ones. Like I'm not going on any Taiwanese trips to Thailand with Beto ever, because I know where he wants to hang out. No, let's go to the hotel. Just let it happen.
I'm gonna have to go for the ladyboy dick, because at least I get to see some boobies.
Oh God, how are you gonna see them when you're bent over
anyway, Kevin?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get fucked anyway. I might as well see some boobs.
Well, you're gonna fuck you behind.
Yeah, you need to eat your own. You need to eat more.
Why can't I?
Because you're not that flexible.
Now you're assuming my position too.
I've seen you. You're not flexible. I've seen you get off your chair and tweak your back. I think we've delved into the gutters.
So final words, I guess. I mean, the election's going to happen. I have no intention of voting, but like I never vote and I never participate in these systems. I mean, but I do see benefit from things. The thing about it is, no matter who wins or who loses, I don't have to participate to benefit. Well, no, because like Juan was saying, honestly, I'm either going to benefit or not, right? Like, yes, I do. People are like, well, you still benefit from whoever wins, so you still benefit from roads, right? You still get your roads with our government. You're right. I get the benefit. Like, yeah, there are roads. Also get the benefit or not benefit of having to pay taxes for all these fucking potholes, and for people getting to drive on my roads in my neighborhood who shouldn't be in my neighborhood, that wouldn't have been able to get here if the road wasn't built. So there's the good and the bad, right? Like if Trump wins, maybe housing prices come back down, maybe, right? But maybe we end up having nuclear war. I don't know. But if Trump loses and Kamala wins, maybe, I need to learn how to speak Spanish, because now, that's just the way the country, or I join a Venezuelan gang and then I can afford a home.
Well, you get a free apartment.
I mean, and I've said it before. If Trump wins and he actually does put Tulsi Gabbard in there, Elon Musk in there, and RFK Jr. in there, and they start changing shit, I will turn from a cynic to voting for another Republican, maybe.
But by then it's too late because you already didn't vote for him.
It's not too late. We got
blue
4
New
more
York.
years. No, and he still has his state elections, and he's still got his city elections.
Yeah, but those state and city elections don't have RFK Jr. and Elon Musk.
Yeah, but do you really think? I mean, I don't care about the cyber taxi. In fact, make cyber homes, motherfucker. Elon, do that.
Well, Elon,
then I'm on board.
I mean, look, the what Trump is promising does sound all right. I'm not gonna lie. That what like Elon Musk saying he's gonna go in there and cut like 80,000 fucking government jobs on day one.
Stop! You're making me hard.
I get it. It sounds fantastic. My problem is, again, I'm a cynic. I don't fucking believe it. I don't believe it's gonna happen. So I'm not gonna vote for you based on promises because I've been promised before.
I think Trump's gonna go.
Look,
I think he's gonna go. I think he's gonna go scorched earth because he's coming in with a big fucking huge chip on his shoulder this time.
And it'd be cool if he did. I would love if Trump would come in and go scorched earth and he fucking started firing people
and
he
prosecuting Hillary
and he
Clinton.
made people pay their fucking fair share from overseas countries and took our troops out of South Korea. I would love all that. I would love it. Absolutely go fucking crazy. I don't believe it. It's just like your girl. If you have a girlfriend, and every time she's like, "Hey, if you take me out to eat, I'll give you a blowjob later," and then you do that 2-3 times, and never gives you a blowjob, are you gonna believe her the next time? No. So you're not gonna take her out to eat. You're not gonna take her out to eat because she asked you to. But maybe we're still dating. If I take her out to eat once without her asking, and she gives me a blowjob, then I'll believe her again. So if Trump does it, then I'm going to be like, maybe I'll vote J.D. Vance if he runs for president after Trump, because I believe they're going to make change.
Honestly, I would vote for J.D. Vance over Trump, period. Like, again, if they saw the numbers and like, look, we've tried, Trump can't win, switch to J.D. at the last minute, maybe get Vivek or something as a VP. I would actually come out of my shell, out of my hole, and I would vote for J.D. Vance, or just anybody else. If I'm going to take a chance, I'd rather take a chance on a better horse. That's the thing. That's my point. There's no point in me voting for a horse I've seen before. But if I'm going to take a chance, and you're like, you know what, we got this firecracker over there, I might drop $5 bet on that one. Maybe that's what I need to be invigorated. I need a candidate I can believe in.
And give me something to believe in.
Yeah. You take the high road, and I'll take the low road. That's a great song. Sometimes I wish to God I didn't know now.
Any last words, Beto?
I didn't know
before you go sell your fucking soul to Trump?
Trump and the small penises. All lubed up and ready to go.
I know where he's having lunch at Hard Bodies today.
No, I go to soft bodies because they're a little more gentle. Hard bodies, I've found they're so strong, they just manhandle you, and I'm not into that. I want to be cuddled.
I will say this.
And
I said this last night when we were talking with Phil. I saw Trump yesterday at the Economic Forum, talking to some British economists.
The Bloomberg one?
Yeah. When Trump sticks to the policies and to what he believes in, he sounds like a dude I can vote for.
Yeah, he did sound good.
I almost said, you know what? I'm going to vote for this guy. Almost. But then he goes out and it's just Trump again. That is the fucking problem. Like, seriously, go back and listen to that Bloomberg interview. I was surprised CNN let it go for so long because he made sense. He was coherent. He was talking economics. He was giving you facts. He was telling you about John Deere and auto plants. I'm like,
and then he goes into the, nobody's ever been treated worse than I have.
Yeah,
I get so badly.
Yeah, he goes into like,
Yeah.
and then, but let me tell you about Kamala. She is the stupidest president candidate ever. She's dumber than Biden. And I didn't think that was, it's like, dude, why?
Yeah.
You were doing so well. Tell me about how you were convincing me tariffs worked and I'm a fucking almost libertarian wannabe.
Yeah. And I guess, and you make a good point. I'm not excited to vote for Trump necessarily. I'm excited for the people that he's saying he's going to bring in. That's what I'm excited for. I'm so fucking excited about that. Like, finally, somebody that might go in there and make the changes that we fucking about.
Let me ask you a hypothetical then. What if he goes in there and none of those people, or only one of those people, makes it to his cabinet?
And I was just about to ask
Well,
the same question. And
obviously, I'll
no
be fucking
changes happen.
pissed off, and I'll be angry, and I'll be
Okay,
disappointed.
So what's going to happen next election when JD Vance promises the same thing?
I mean, you kind of hope for the best, right? It's like
Oh,
but that's when
no,
you become.
hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
If here you guys like analogies so much, and you have a girlfriend.
No,
The
I
that
way
not
he
only
said-
not
I don't
only
like
did-
it.
not
the
only
way
did-
he says it.
I don't
you have a
like
You guys
girlfriend.
like
Yep,
analogies
listen.
so much.
I like
you have a girlfriend that
anal
didn't
things.
give you blowjobs, right? But then she cheated on you. You're just gonna swear off women altogether because the one girl cheated on you, or are you gonna believe the next one?
No, I'm not gonna. There's people that don't believe any more girls and they never get a girlfriend again.
Well, no, the thing is, I can still be interested in girls and just not believe them.
Yeah,
It's not the fact
No,
that all girls are
but you're
liars.
still gonna date
It's just
one.
the
That's
next
not
girl
true.
that comes along that's like, I'm going to give you a blowjob. I'm going to be like, I don't believe you. I don't know if you will. So we're going to eat at McDonald's.
But are you
No,
just gonna swear off girls and not date them or do them
No,
anymore?
see, that's where you made the mistake because Trump is not all girls. Trump is blonde girls. Vance is a brunette. So if a blonde girl cheats on me, I'm just gonna go out with a brunette.
I thought Trump was
No, but
a
y'all
ginger.
said politicians. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this
But I'm
is
saying,
women.
no,
period.
see, but that's where you're mistaken because I've said before, if somebody like Vivek ran, I would probably vote for him because he hasn't lied to me yet. Trump did, Kamala did, Biden did.
Yeah,
If
but you
he-
just said, but they're different people. That's my point. Because you just literally
Yeah,
asked
but
me
a
if Trump.
party.
You just
but you
literally
can
asked me
also-
if Trump lied to you, would you vote for Vance? Vance is his own person, just like
Well,
you guys
but
have made the argument
no.
that Kamala's her own person, right?
Actually, no, I've never made that argument. I've said that Kamala was the vice president and didn't have as much power in the Senate as a senator sitting in there. I didn't say Kamala shouldn't
She
have done
says
shit.
otherwise.
That's fine. Again, I do blame Kamala for not doing shit in the past 3.5 years. I blame her for the border. So that's one of the reasons I don't vote for her. For me, immigration's turning into a big deal. So yeah, so that I do. She has fucked it up for me. So if Vance, just like you said, you're accusing me of being hypocritical because I said that Kamala didn't. Don't use me. Use you. You said that Kamala should have done more. So if Vance comes up to run for president and he should have done more and he didn't, then I expect the same rhetoric out of you then, right? Going, nope, Vance was just like Kamala, didn't fix shit in 3.5 years, not voting for him.
I think it impacts
Yeah.
things too. I mean, honestly, I think it's once bitten, twice shy, right? Like,
When y'all
Well,
under the
if-
80s
Squad
kick or what?
shot, baby.
if something happens, if I vote for Trump or if Trump wins, all the things he promises and it doesn't happen, then the next time, especially like Vance being that connected to him, I got to see, they're gonna have to work that much harder to earn my trust back, right? Because next time I'm gonna be more jaded and be like, well, you know what? I went out there and I voted for Trump and I put my faith in him, and he didn't do shit. He said he was gonna do all these things, and he didn't do it, right? So I'm not gonna do it. It's just like last election. That's why I'm looking at it now. Trump promised us the moon, stars, and Antarctica. I keep saying that, like,
Nobody wants Antarctica.
I know.
Here's all
He
I will say.
promised all this stuff last time, and he really didn't deliver on it then.
Here's my
this
my
time
last
I'm
words.
less likely to believe him.
Here's my last words because we're coming in on 2 hours. My last words are, I actually kind of want Trump to win, and I'll tell you why. Only several things can come out of this, right? Trump does a great fucking job, and he proves that an outsider that he's an outsider who hates Washington insiders and he's going to go and tear shit up. And I was completely wrong about him, but that's okay because the country got better, right? I said that at the beginning. I care about the country and the people in it. If Trump makes it better, my feelings aside, awesome, fucking fantastic. I didn't vote for the guy. I didn't trust the guy, but he proved me completely wrong. Great for the country. Trump doesn't do shit and democracy doesn't end. So now all these fuckers that keep on telling me that if I don't vote for Kamala, democracy ends, can go shut the fuck up, right? Democracy didn't end. Or Trump fucks it all up, becomes an autocrat, and then I can come on the show and tell Beto, I fucking told you.
I knew that was coming. That's why I laughed.
But all three things are actually decent things, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
with
how I
Kamala,
like to
we
view.
don't get that. With Kamala, we get the same fucking shit in that election. This guy's going to end democracy. She's going to end democracy. This guy's not going to do this. This guy's going to do, like, one of those three outcomes. If Trump wins, those outcomes happen. You can no longer use the end of democracy shit.
And they're all enjoyable. They're all enjoyable, including coming on here to tell me that, absolutely.
Exactly. Well, they all have a
that's what I was trying to say earlier. Is like, you look at the win, you know? Look at the positive. Hashtag silver lining. I'm trying to be more positive in my life.
I'm still not voting.
And you know Kevin gets to be my butler.
You guys out there, you don't have to follow us. You don't have to like us either. Don't fucking
fuck
hit any
you.
button.
Fuck you, you fuckers.
Don't be part of the system.
No. I want you to go ahead and like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell other people about the podcast.
Oh, and if you're women, Kevin wants nothing to do with you because he was jaded by a chick in the past, so he's swearing off all women.
When did I ever say that? I never said.